Hey everyone, Brandon again. Welcome back to another video. Now I'll be honest, I don't own a pet business. I've worked for a couple, but I've never owned my own pet business. So take this with a grain of salt, all pet business owners. But here's what I do know. I know people, I know behavior, and I know how to get attention, build trust, and drive sales. Albeit kind of different starting a YouTube video, a lot of different nuances to it, but for all intents and purposes, I know what I know, right? And whether it's selling software, sneakers, or toys, there's always underlining themes that can be done from a marketing perspective throughout all these types of businesses. So today, as you see from the title, I want to give some practical, proven marketing tips that'll boost your pet business. If you're a pet owner or if you're thinking about starting a pet business, whether you're running a grooming service, or we're talking about squeaky toy pet store, maybe a dog walking service, or even some online pet brand with some nuanced thing I'm not even thinking about. But let me break this down. First, let's acknowledge that the pet industry is massive. Globally, we're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars getting passed between things all around the world. But because of that, competition has been extremely fierce. Pet owners have endless options between choosing big box stores or boutiques, talking about online brands and even local businesses. I've seen, dog walkers who are selling collars on the side that they're hand making. So why should a business or why should a customer choose you over another business? And here's the hard truth of it, right? Being passionate about your pet just isn't enough. Even being passionate about all pets just isn't enough. Also, having great products and services isn't enough. You can have the best thing in the world and care about the best thing in the world, but at the end of the day, most people don't know who you are. They don't trust you. They don't get why you're special. And you are just a lump of coal sitting on the ether trying to get attention. But sadly, and well, not really sadly, but as it goes, this is where marketing is going to come into play. So the first thing that you need to do is have a clear idea about who you're marketing to as it relates to pet owners, because pet owners aren't the same. Are you going to target the pet owners who are all about luxury? They have their small poodles and purses and they want the best diamond encrusted collars for their yappy little mutt. Or are you going to be serving the busy nuclear family that needs an affordable solution? They want cheap but robust. They need something that lasts as the chew toys get gnawed to the bone. Or are you going to be focusing on local dog owners and cat owners, or even, you have your exotic pet? If you want more variety in your situation, exotic pets may be a way to go. You have that kind of mix between a luxury pet brand and a affordable cheap brand, because the exotic pet owners, they've done the research, they have invested the money in the types of terrariums or the habitats or things that are required to that. So they're going to spend, luxury level of pet products more than a regular dog or cat toy situation. But, they're still going to want cheap and affordable because they're just like everybody else. And as a pet owner, there is basically a lizard's a dog at this point. But once you know your audience, you have to also ask yourself, what do those people care about? What problems do those people need to solve? Where do they hang out, online and offline? Are you going to a dog park to sell lizard stuff? No, doesn't make sense. Where would a lizard owner hang out, or where would a ferret owner hang out? There's this, you have to go where your audience is the exact phrase. Go where the audience is. And without clarity on that, every marketing effort you're gonna, do is gonna feel like you're throwing a spaghetti at a wall, or basically your voice gets thrown out into the ether. You're screaming into the void for something that is great. You're good at it. Your product is amazing. You have all these other aspects for you, but nobody hears you. Anywho, the next aspect to your business is we want a clear identity about who you are. How do you stand out? Is your product eco-friendly? Do you have ultra personalized service? Is your delivery amazing? Can you beat Amazon in delivery, I guess, in terms of that? Or do you have a cause, something that's secondary, but acts as your core focus? For every collar we sell, we give one collar to a pet in need. That type of situation. Your brand identity needs to be sharp, consistent, and memorable. And then we go over to your logo, your website. your Instagram posts, everything needs to reflect this type of memorable identity that you've represented. And you can't, it's really, I say you can, but you can't. But it's really hard to shift your brand identity in a positive way without it having a significant backlash of your current customer base. And so most people create subsidiaries or branch out when they want to change their identity. You want to keep a consistent identity throughout your business life cycle. And, just to branch off of the identity itself, for example, so if you're fun and playful, your social media shouldn't be stiff or corporate. And then if you're premium, elegant, luxury brand style of dog product, your design and language should also reflect that. Branding is kind of like this silent salesperson that's working behind the scenes as you're doing other things related but not related to the business. Now, after we've identified who we are, what we're doing, what we're selling, who our customers are, let's go to where those customers are. A common mistake that I see with small businesses, they're trying to be everywhere. They're trying every channel. Well, you don't need to be on every channel. You don't need to be on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and blah, blah, blah. No. You need to be where your audience is in a way that you can be impactful and resonate with that audience. If you're a pet business, Instagram and Facebook are going to be kind of ideal because visually that is where that type of content is, and visually it's where that community is going to be as well. And here's what works with that. You can share cute, authentic pet content. You can show behind the scene moments. You can show happy customers, and you can show a level of pet transformation within your business as a reinforcement tool for that business. You can use things like Instagram stories or reels for quick tips. Let's say, what's the best product to use for brushing your dog's hair? Or does this lotion work on this type of animal? Or, it's essentially product demos or things that show your product in real time, in real moments, and you can have a commentary system with it. But there also gives you an opportunity to run targeted Facebook ads for local areas. If you're the dog walker that has a local service area, it ticks all the boxes essentially, more so than TikTok, more so than LinkedIn for a typical B2C business. Now, if you're a B2B, I know this is kind of branching off a little bit, but if you're going B2B, your customers are primarily going to be where the corporatization is, which can be said for LinkedIn or Yellow Pages, stuff that a business would talk to somebody and position of power at another business to have bulk transactions. But I digress. Let me move on to the next thing. I'm assuming that most of you listening to this that are building a quote-unquote pet business, I'm assuming it's going to be B2C. I'm assuming that it's going to be small. I'm assuming it's going to be primarily you. And if you're all of these things, a local single person business doing pet stuff, I wouldn't underestimate the power of local outreach using community events or billboard. Billboard at your churches or billboard at your community centers, places where you can put up flyers, essentially, places that the community has gotten together. What was a community fair, estate sales, farmers markets, those places where you can basically leave your flyer, promo card, or anything that is secondary to word of mouth. This free bit of information here, but Google My Business is also very crucial in this type of localized strategy. You can build out your entire business essentially using Google My Business as that focal point, and you can get reviews, you can have a point of contact, you can set up your products and services, you can give specific detail on everything, and then slowly over time, your word of mouth as well as other mentions online will get you business and get you traffic to that thing. But one of the most powerful things that you can do in addition to all this type of marketing is stop selling and start educating your audience. Create valuable content that helps those pet owners. I'm talking about tips on pet care. I'm talking about product recommendations. Anything that you can do to let your customer find value of your business without having to buy from your business, because the buying aspect is going to come naturally once the trust is established. When you consistently provide that value, then you're not just another faceless business trying to sucker my dollars out of me. Focus on your community. As a local pet shop or a local pet brand, respond to these comments online, respond to features, ask for feedback, ask for, reviews on what you could do better, how you can be better for that community and essentially for those pets. Remember, it's not about you. It's not about the pets. It's about the trust in the audience to trust you to provide them the things that they need for things they care about, which are their pets. And I know that's a long-winded thing, so let me just do a quick recap. Know your customer, know your brand identity, focus on a few localized platforms, leverage your local marketing, word of mouth, brochures, business cards. Why am I thinking key cards? And create value and consistency within your own community. Remember, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to do everything just once, but if you start applying one or two of these over and over again, you're going to start to see a snowballing momentum. And hey, before we go, drop your pet business down below. Let's all critique. Let's all not really judge, but let's all see what's working out for everybody. Maybe there are some ideas that other pet owners might get from you, and you might want to share some of your successes, or maybe you help some people from their own failures. And until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.